Okay. All right. So now I'll be able to do that so you all can see it without me moving out the way. So that is a benefit, but that ain't the button that I need. Okay, YouTube. All right. Yes. It needs to be a definition. But you could write that down. Okay, Kevin, you have said vigilant. Oh, you said vigilante. So you got to drop the E. But to be steadfast and determined to maintain and complete a set task or mission. Yes. So yes, the definition works with vigilant. So it's vigilante. Once you put the E on it, it's a vigilante, which you have probably had to be one of those in your lifetime. I know I have. But yes, good definition. To be steadfast and determined to maintain and complete a set task or mission. And while Nola is developing her definition, here's what I will say. The one, and I like many things about AI. Grok and ChatGPT are the ones that I'm currently using. And so what I'll do when I'm looking up a word is I'll start on Google, and you got Webster's, Merriam's, all the different different dictionaries that'll give you the term. And sometimes, if you look at the extended definition, it works. Sometimes I'll then type what's the full meaning and see what they say. But the one thing that Grok does really well is it gives you the different kind. If you have an X account, Grok is there. You just click on this in the center, and you get up to 10 searches every 2 hours without having to pay the check mark fee, pro fee, whatever it is on Grok, on X. But what it does is it gives you the different context of the word being used, like if you want it to be excitable or something like that, and then it'll give you the example of that. So I think that that's great because our information was limited 5 years ago, what we had available on the internet versus what we could get in person. And now, because there's so much information on the internet, the AI is able to gather all of that and give you this very customized experience to advance your learning. So if you think about it, back in the day with us with the Dewey Decimal System and microfiche and all of that, when I was in college, if you had to write a paper, first of all, you had to reserve time in the computer lab. That's number one. And then number two is then you have all these books. You'd have to have a big old doggone table. And then you have to have all these reference books that you couldn't take out of the library. And then you have to have the regular books. And then you might have to go in the basement and scroll with microfiche, just trying to get a 10, 20-page research paper. And now you don't have to do that. Are there people cheating the system and just saying, write my paper for me? Yeah. But those motherfuckers is cheaters anyway, and they would be cheating no matter what the hell was taking place, okay? There's always going to be some losing ass unaccountable person trying to cheat the system. But overall, it makes your research, when you need information at your fingertips using your thalamus, it makes that information more readily available. And it gives you, because you can ask customized questions for yourself, for your particular situation, it has helped me tremendously because I have in my phone, I was looking at some older lives. I have like 30 gigs of video content in my phone. I got to get it out, but I'm not spamming my social media accounts. And so I have lives that are almost 2 years old, snippets of it in my phone. And I was looking at one yesterday. I posted on YouTube if you want to see it, what the format used to look like way back right after I stopped letting people just talk and do dumb shit. And it was when I started having an agenda. And I'm totally, the information I'm saying is still relevant. I was still making neurological connections without knowing about the brain. But now that I know what part of the brain you're using, the region, to be unaccountable versus being personally accountable, I was saying it, but now I have the ability to tell you neurologically what's happening. So neurologically, you can wire your brain differently. That's what happens when you embrace change, which is currently for me embracing AI. So my recommendation to you is when people start saying that shit ain't going, they used to say the internet was from the devil, and they thought the whole world was going to crash with 2000 showed up. Because what are the computers going to do? They weren't programmed for that, and nothing happened. So I'm saying explore these things for yourself, and they do have benefits for you to customize. That would be like right now saying don't use AI would be like don't use Encyclopedia Britannica back in the day. Like, where are you going to get your information from? The amount of time that you can get that information, how many libraries you'd have to go to, physical book, it saves so much more time.